you've been thinking about buying a home in Winston-Salem, especially one that's brand new, fresh paint, no previous owner, then stick around because we're gonna have a real conversation today. I'm breaking down the pros and cons of new construction in Winston-Salem, and I'm not sugarcoating anything. If you're dreaming about that new home smell and the idea of walking into a space where no one's lived in before, trust me, I get it. But I also know there are some things that you want here at the model home that you really need to know. So get comfortable, maybe grab some water or your favorite drink, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. My name is Keon with Real Broker LLC, and I get calls every day from people just like you. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out. All of my contact information is below in the description box, and I will be more than happy to help you make a smooth move to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. All right, so let's jump in. Buying new construction in Winston-Salem is a big deal right now. Builders are popping up all over the Triad. I'm talking Clemens, Kernersville, Rural Hall, even East Winston has some activity happening right now. And I know it can feel tempting, especially when you put up those brand new communities and they have signs out front that says from the 300s or move in ready. But let's break this down real quick. One of the biggest pros about buying new construction, you get peace of mind. The roof, new. The HVAC, new. The water heater, new. And for the folks who don't want to deal with constant repairs, who don't want to inherit someone else's problems from 1985, a brand new home is stress-free living, at least in the beginning. Plus, let's not lie, it just feels good to know that you're the first one to ever live there. Nobody's burned food in that oven, nobody's cracked that tub, and you get to start fresh. A lot of these new communities in Winston-Salem are offering smart home features too. You got Ring doorbells already wired, smart thermostats, and garage doors you can control right from your phone. And for a lot of my clients, that's a big win. You're stepping into a home that's ready for the future. Now on top of all of that, warranties are another major plus. Builders usually offer a 1-year builder's warranty for inside the house, and another warranty where the structure is covered for up to 10 years. That can give you some breathing room that you just don't get with older homes. So if something major goes wrong early on, you're not coming out of pocket the same way you would if you bought a resale property from 1973. But here's where I want you to lean in with me, because not everything is as perfect as it looks in those model homes. Let me talk to you about the cons. Now I want you to hear me closely, because this can save you money, stress, and disappointment. So first of all, new doesn't always mean better quality. Some of these builders, they're building fast. Not all, but some. They're trying to meet demand, get units closed, and move on to the next phase. And I've walked through some of these new homes where I had to take a pause and I'm like, nah, this ain't it. Just cheap materials and rushed workmanship. So don't get caught up in the shine without checking out the bones. You need your own inspection, period. I don't care how new the home is. I've had buyers tell me, but Keon, it's brand new. I get it, but trust me, I've seen new homes with electrical issues, drainage problems, and doors that won't close right. A builder's walkthrough is not a substitute for your own independent home inspection. That's your protection. Also, let's talk location and lot size. A lot of these new communities, they're further out, sometimes 20 to 30 minutes from downtown Winston-Salem. And if you work from home, that might not be a big deal. But if you're commuting, or if you want easy access to places like Wake Forest, Atrium Health, or downtown shops and restaurants, it might be something to seriously consider. And while we're talking about these new communities, y'all ever notice how close these homes are being built? I could borrow sugar through the window from my next door neighbor. These builders are maximizing land, which means smaller yards, tighter driveways, and less space between houses. If you're dreaming of space for the dog to run, hosting a cookout, or just some peace and quiet, you gotta choose your lot carefully. Here's another one, HOAs. Now look, I'm not anti-HOA. They can protect your property value and keep your neighborhood looking right. Some of these HOA rules, wild. You want a fence? Gotta get it approved. Want to park your cousin's car in the driveway for the weekend? That might be a violation. You gotta know what kind of community you're buying into. A model home won't tell you all of that, but your agent should. Speaking of that model home, let me give you a tip. That model home is not what you're gonna get. That granite countertop, that luxury vinyl plank throughout, the custom lighting, the tray ceilings, the tiled shower, that might be an upgrade package. The base price might be $330K, but But by the time you add up all the finishes you saw in that model, you're over 350K or more. So keep your expectations real. If you're still watching with me right now, I want to say something real quick. You're smart for doing your homework. Most folks jump into the idea of a new home just off of a Google ad or because they drove past a pretty neighborhood. But you're sitting here with me having a grown conversation about your money, your future, and your next chapter. I respect that. So if this is helping you, go ahead and hit that like button. And better yet, subscribe. Because this is the kind of real estate talk I do every single week. And I promise to keep it honest, practical, and focused on helping you make smart decisions. All right, let's keep it going. One thing buyers in Winston-Salem don't always realize with new construction is the timeline. Builders might tell you 6 months, then it rains, then there's a materials delay, then someone didn't show up on site. Next thing you know, you're 8 months in and still no keys. So if you're on a tight timeline, maybe your lease is ending or you're relocating for work, you need a plan B. And I help clients map that out so you're not scrambling or stressed out. Another factor, negotiation power. You know with resale homes, you can negotiate price, ask for closing costs, maybe even get a home warranty thrown in. With new construction, well, that depends on the builder. Some won't budge on price at all, but you can negotiate things like blinds, appliances, or closing cost credits. That's if you know what to ask for. And that's where having the right agent makes all the difference. Don't walk into a builder's office without representation. You need someone who works for you, not for them. And now let's talk about community build out. When you move into a new neighborhood, you might be the first or second person on that block. That means construction noise, workers, dirt trucks rolling by for months or even years depending on the size of that development. Some folks are fine with that, others not so much. If you got a baby that naps or you work from home, that might be frustrating. But here's the thing I love about new construction when it's done right. You're starting something new. You're laying the foundation not just for your home, but for your next chapter, your family, your peace, your joy. And I don't take that lightly. Whether it's your first home, your downsize, or your investment, I want you to feel confident. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, man, I don't even know where to start with all of this, don't worry. That's why I'm here. Leave me a comment, subscribe, shoot me a message. However you want to reach out, I'm here. And make sure you watch this video as it will help you with your home search. And when you're ready to make that move, just remember, Keon has the keys. I'll see you in the next one.